Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. The host, Fred Arnold, on the VIA Hour, the VIA Business Spotlight with KHTS. We want to talk to Fred Kreger. Fred Kreger is the co-chair for the B2B show with Valley Industry Association. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Fred. I appreciate it.
Let's talk about your B2B show. What is it? What it's all about? This year, what's it featuring? Let's get deep into it.
Sure. So the Valley Industry Association specializes in ensuring that businesses that sell to other businesses. And so the organization has been around for a very long time. It's actually one of the largest business organizations here in Santa Clarita Valley. Every single year, we host what's called a business-to-business expo. And that's exactly what it is.
B2B.
Exactly. And so it is transformed over the last couple of years into really the quintessential show that other businesses come to one day and learn about other types of opportunity that's around, because a lot of times you just don't know what you don't know. And maybe there's other products and services that you could use on a daily basis. And so this is the first time we're going to start off in the morning having a panel discussion on how to sell to large businesses. Because let's face it, everybody today, is trying to create the new mousetrap. Mm-hmm. How do you get through a gatekeeper? You can't just call up the telephone and say, "Oh, hi, Mr. Magic Mountain. I want to sell paper clips to you."
Sure.
How do I do that, right? Mm-hmm. And so what we decided to do is we're inviting some of the large businesses we have here in Santa Clarita Valley, which includes the Hart School District, the city.
They're pretty big.
Yeah.
I think they might be the biggest employer, actually.
The city.
Or one of the biggest.
Yeah, the city of Santa Clarita, and also Disney Ranch. Mm-hmm. And so what we're going to be doing is we're hosting a panel for people to understand, how do you sell these companies? What are they looking for? And it's funny, it goes back to what you and I have talked about for so many years in business. We tell people that, they come to see us all the time and we teach them how to sell to us. Yep. Just don't show up and say, "Hey, I have the best price, mm-hmm. best customer service," because guess what? Someone else is going to come out 5 minutes later and do the same thing.
Yeah, I always say, don't show up and just start talking. Find out what the issues are that company or organization faces.
Exactly.
And meet those needs. So in the morning, you're going to have a panel.
Right. In the morning, we're going to have a panel. Then we're going to have two speakers during our luncheon. So we're going to have two unique speakers. First, we're going to have Jeffrey Cleveland. He's actually an economist and has been featured on many business shows, both radio and TV. And then we're going to have Noelia Rodriguez. Now, Cynthia, she actually works...
Say that 10 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Noelia. What a beautiful name.
I wanted to make sure I didn't
Noelia.
mess up that name. But her claim to fame is she used to work for the former First Lady Laura Bush. Mm-hmm. And so her stories, and we've actually had her locally...
She had a great story when she went to the VIA lunch.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was just remarkable to hear, such an inspiration that we also wanted to have her speak. So this is the first time we'll actually have two speakers during the day. And then after the keynote speech and lunch, we're going to actually open it up for the expo.
The B2B show?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so this is where we're going to have all these businesses throughout Santa Clarita that are really going to be able to talk to the purchase managers or whoever makes the decisions in those particular companies. Because that's important. I mean, think about it. I mean, if you can go one day that you can basically look at your entire services of what you need on a daily basis, this is the greatest show to be at.
Not only that, Fred, I think the attendees that attend these events, sitting next to them and breaking bread with them, if you will, or having a cup of coffee in the morning or lunch with them or a glass of wine if you choose later in the day, that's how business is done. Mm-hmm. And that's what B2B is all about.
Right. And we're going to have the entire spectrum, I know from payroll services to security companies to IT.
Small business, large business, you name it.
Everybody all together. So that way you can go around and literally find out, okay, what am I doing today? What are my best practices? Which again, I've always kind of used that catchphrase. Because let's face it, in today's marketplace, you have to be better than the person next to you.
You have to be better than the person next to you. But Fred, wouldn't you agree you got to be better than the person on the other side of the fence, because he's going after your customer too?
Right. Yeah. And what are you going to learn? And I think this is one of the best ways, again, for networking. It's a whole day of really everybody shedding any egos they have, shedding anything that is going to obstruct anybody learning about something else.
They talked about the three biggest ways that Brian Tracy, I was listening to Brian Tracy on cassette, which shows you how old it is.
Better than 8-track.
Same principles. Read books, listen to audios, and go to shows like this. And that's what's critical. So those that want to get a ticket for the event and or be exhibited.
Actually, the best way really is to go onto the website, which is www.v as in Victor, I as in Igloo, A as in Apple.org. So via.org. We've been trying to actually not use the word VIA because people always say, okay, what is VIA?
What is VIA?
And we always want to say Valley Industry Association.
I was doing that earlier on the VIA hour, the Valley Industry. Some people say it was the Valencia Industrial Association. It's the Valley Industry Association.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, so one more time, the numbers.
So it's via.org, and if they want to call the office, they call it 661-294-8088, and either Nancy or Kathy, who answers the phone, will be able to help them.
Great. Thanks, Fred.
Thank you,
Appreciate it. Before we jump to a quick break, we're going to grab Melissa real quick. And Fred, we just grabbed Melissa. We're going to talk a little bit about the show, the Home and Garden Show this weekend. The Home and Garden Show is going to be at the Hyatt. That's right, Hyatt Regency Valencia. And they're going to have an expo. Yep, emergency expo. There's gonna be stuff for your kids to do there. Melissa, get in here.
I'm getting.
Let's talk about the show this weekend.
Yeah. It's going to be a great show. It's our 5th annual show, and we have over 200 vendors.
Now, this show originally started over at over by Home Consignment area, right over there off the freeway, and now it's blossomed into this great show.
It's enormous, and I'm telling you, we might even have to, find someplace new to go, but it's so beautiful there. We've got the ballrooms, both the ballrooms, a couple of conference rooms, all the lobbies, the hallways, the rose garden, the trellis fountain area. We've got the entire convention center parking lot. So it's going to be so big and so many wonderful things to do for our community. And it's a free event. So how can you want to do anything
How can you go
else?
wrong? And they're going to have the emergency expo and some stuff for kids to do. So make sure.
Arts and crafts fair, which is new this year. So bring your wallets, bring your money, because there's some great vendors.
Yep, bring the kids.
Bring the kids. Lots to do for the kids.
Thanks for jumping in here real quick and
Absolutely.
talking about that Home and Garden Show this weekend at the Hyatt in Valencia. Well, hope you enjoyed this hour, the Valley Industry Association Spotlight on AM 1220 KHTS. It's been your host, Fred Arnold. Have a great day. Goodbye, everybody.